So the first time I had the opportunity to work with Barry and talk about Aran Craft, I went bananas. And I went home and I bought like 5 sweaters in all different colors because, first of all, they were selling out like crazy. So I had to get them while they were hot.
Starter pieces.
Amazing starter pieces. The quality is unmatched. They are the most beautiful, elegant pieces. And right here, I'm excited about this. I love a good cardigan. This is perfect for this time of year as we're going into these crisper days. This is a merino wool open front sweater cardigan. A 637-497. This started out at $212. First day, we are saving you $72. It's $149.99, $30 on Easy Pay. This right here is going to be your cedar. That's your navy. And then your dark chocolate. Only 100 remaining there, so we're in our final quantities. True to your QVC size. So whatever your QVC size is, that's what you're gonna pick up here. Extra, extra small to extra, extra large. And your length 29 to 32.5 inches. So Barry Cullen, you are a 3rd generation designer for the brand. I wanna know about the brand. I'm sure people at home wanna know as well.
So the company was started by my grandmother, Molly Cullen, in 1957, and she was a bit of a trailblazer in her time. And actually, here comes a photograph of her here. So this photograph was actually taken in New York on her 21st birthday. So like many of her generation, to earn extra money for her family, she traveled to New York with her sister. And they worked there for many years. Her sister stayed on for many years later, but Molly wanted to come home and she wanted to start her own business, which was going to be knitwear that was going to be literally manufactured in the back of the home that I grew up in.
What?
And this continued on with her son Paul and my uncle John. Of course, John was a guest here on QVC for many, many years, and we dragged him out of retirement for St. Patrick's Day this year. And now we're in the 3rd generation, so it's myself and my brother Niall, and my sister-in-law Emma, who has been a guest here many times as well. And so what we try to do in Aran Crafts is to take this kind of this heritage-filled craft, but put these modern twists with it and bring it into these new modern silhouettes, like these open front cardigans. Like in my grandmother's day, there was no such thing as an open front sweater. But I think when you see what we can achieve with just a little bit of thought, a little bit of care, and really with the expertise that we have from being a 3rd generation business, that you can really create these amazing sweaters.
Barry, you're trouble when you come here because you bring all this good stuff and then you make me spend my hard-earned money, but it's worth it. Oh my gosh. The craftsmanship is unbelievable.
Oh,
and
thank you.
I would love to talk about the design elements because I know there's meaning here.
Sure. I'm going to start with this one. I think it's probably the easiest to see all the stitches. So I think the first one that really stands out is this beautiful honeycomb that you see going around the placket on this kind of this shawl collar. So as you see in nature, the honeycomb, like the little hexagonal shape, is one of the most resilient and strongest structures that you can find in nature. And it really is to represent the hard work honeybee and really the sweet reward for a job well done. This stitch actually here on this is called a field stitch. This is actually it's quite unusual to see this in a lot of knitwear. So if you ever go to the Aran Islands, which these beautiful islands where this style of knitwear originated, they're off the west coast of Galway, right in the middle of the rugged Atlantic. And these islands where the land was so poor that all of the farmers had to go and pick all the stones out, and because they needed something to do with these, they created all these structures of like hundreds and hundreds of tiny little fields. And this is what they look like if you were flying over the Aran Islands. All of these little rectangular or diamond shaped. Think of all of these as a stone wall, and all of the stitching here as being like the green grass that you can see as you fly over the Aran Islands. And all these kind of little natural features is what gave a lot of the inspiration for these types of stitches.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that's unbelievable. I love the story behind all of it because you could appreciate the craftsmanship so much more when you know there's all this heritage behind it.
And they kind of worked with what they had around them. Like the Aran style of knitwear was developed because these fishermen were going out into the Atlantic. The weather was very harsh. And the families found that if they knit chunkier stitches, that little pockets of air would be trapped in the wool, and it was for the same amount of wool, you could get much better thermal regulation. Like you could keep yourself warm, you could keep yourself cool. You were able to For a smaller amount of wool, you were able to get much more bang for your buck by doing this. And then they realised after a while, these are actually, certain families were making certain stitches, and they could almost recognise a family by the stitches on their sweater.
Wow.
And also then the world realised, the world suddenly saw these sweaters in Ireland and said, oh my God, these are so stylish, these are so fashionable. So there's no such thing as this type of thing coming, like being a style kind of for a few years. This is now an iconic piece of fashion that is always going to exist in some form or another, and we're just had to be a part of doing our part to kind of keep this style of knitwear alive.
I love it. $149.99 is your clearance price. Clearance means there's no reorders. So pick this up in the show while we still have it available. I am wearing your navy. We have cedar, which is the most gorgeous green, and then your dark chocolate. And what I love too about having Aran Craft at QVC is you bring the most colors to us here
Even
at QVC.
if you could find the same styles that we produce for QVC, you would not be able to find the selection of colours that we do, particularly things like dark chocolate. This is so fashionable at the moment, and we're only producing this for QVC at the moment. And I think, like, especially coming into fall, you want to get these tonal colours, these things that kind of evoke coming into fall, and then coming into, like, if you're getting a little bit closer to, say, holiday time, you got the beautiful cedar. And of course, navy's always going to be smart, look so smart.
Yeah, absolutely. A 637-497 extra small to extra large, 800-500-7590. I love that with just a t-shirt and jeans. It's fabulous. All right, so you're gonna get a first look